old cedar wood siding and old wood windows with little squares in them. Just looks so calming and natural. See, this window is old and wooden, and it has little squares, and the little sticks inside the squares are in a good proportion to the window. They're really small. Now, these are plastic windows, newer ones, and they don't have the historical squares inside them. And also their frame is actually wider than it would have been for a wooden window. And it's just the shape of the window just doesn't look historical, it doesn't look proportional. This door is like a Home Depot door with squares inside, but they're not historical. They're made of fiberglass or plastic, and they imitate the old sticks that make the squares inside the window, but they're not the same. They don't look as good. They're not in the correct proportion. And this is vinyl siding that was put on top of the cedar wood siding, which has aged, and they're replacing it. But just look how proportional, how calming, and how pleasant it would be to have this historical wood cedar siding. And if we had wood windows with squares in them and a wooden door with squares in them, it would just look like a small mansion. It would be pleasing to the eye and would look like $1 million. But most people nowadays can't afford it because the cedar has to be repainted every few years. So they just put the vinyl siding, which doesn't look as good, and it just looks all the same. See, all the houses on the left have either vinyl siding or like a composite siding and vinyl shutters that don't look as good. See, that one also has either probably vinyl siding and these newer windows without squares. But if you look at the historical mill, it has the original squares inside the windows, probably original or imitation original wooden frames, and the siding is just a different texture, it's different proportion. The small horizontal boards are a different length, and it just looks so much more natural and better than the vinyl stuff.